I've always had a passion for being around and learning about animals. When I was younger, going to zoos and animal parks was always a part of my life. I wanted to share my passion with family and friends, so I started working with people that loved animals as much as I did, and my YouTube channel was born.
Welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm here with Tracy at the Endangered Wolf Center. Hello.
Hi,
So first off, what is your role here at the Endangered Wolf Center?
I am the lead keeper here at the Endangered Wolf Center. I'm in charge of taking care of the animals and in charge of the other keepers, and we spend our days making sure our animals are healthy and well cared for.
And then obviously the main topic of this video is, what is the animal that's in this enclosure? They're obviously not here right now, but
This is our swift fox enclosure. Swift foxes, as you might guess from the name, are very fast. They've actually been clocked at nearly 40 miles per hour.
really?
Yes, they need to be fast in the wild to run away from predators.
And we saw them like, right before we started filming. I'm motioning over there because that's where they went to go hide. But they're not very big, so I feel like they have a lot of predators. And what might some of those predators be?
Coyotes, eagles, hawks, red foxes as well, sometimes.
How big do these foxes get?
Swift foxes average 6 to 8 pounds, so
Wow,
they're
that's
smaller
not very
than the
big at
average.
all.
No, smaller than the average house cat.
And they may be like only standing about this tall
Mhm.
when I saw them.
No, they're not. They're the smallest fox in North America.
So, like hearing that, might kind of explain why the little boxes here have like those tiny little circles in them that have these little hides are kind of close to the ground. And obviously they've probably been digging right there. So
Yes, they are very good diggers.
definitely like, kind of using the underground just to help them feel more comfortable. What's one of your favorite things about these foxes? Because they're pretty interesting.
They're very smart. I like the fact that they're small, and they're cute, but they're also a really terrific conservation story.
Do you mind telling me about that?
So in the early 1990s, a petition was put together to list the swift fox under the Endangered Species Act in the United States. And it was considered warranted, but it was precluded by a backlog of other listings. During that time, then, the 10 states that the swift fox is native to got together, the wildlife biologists got together with other organizations, such as the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, facilities like the Endangered Wolf Center, different Native American tribes, some other interested parties, and also with Canada, since they are also native to Canada. And they worked together to monitor the population and do some research and studying. And by the time the U.S. government got around to looking at listing the swift foxes, they were able to show they had recovered to over 40% of their native range. And so the U.S. took them off the candidate list. So there was no reason to list them under the Endangered Species Act.
Well, that's great. And you said that they're native to Canada and some of the states. Like, which states are those? Like, which regions?
They're native to short to midgrass prairie land, running from central Texas up into central Alberta, Canada.
And I noticed I have kind of like a tannish, almost sort of reddish coloration. Like, how would that help them out?
They can blend into the prairie grass. It just helps them blend into their background and helps camouflage them. So,
I almost forgot like one of the most important questions. What do these foxes eat?
what do they eat? They eat small prey items. So they'll hunt in the wild. They'll actually catch small birds, mice, chipmunks, some amphibians and reptiles that are small. They're considered opportunistic omnivores as well. If there's no meat source to be available, they'll actually eat berries and grasses. They'll eat insects. So when we have the cicadas come out in the fall, they like to eat the cicadas. They also scavenge in the wild, so what larger predators leave behind, like wolves, cougars, animals like that leave behind, they can actually feed on that as well.
And what do you feed them here?
We feed them a chow that is designed for exotic canines, so it's higher in protein than what you can buy in the store. We also feed them meat. So we have different types of meat. Sometimes they get mouse chunks, sometimes they get ground meat. Sometimes we have special treats for them like deer meat, which is what I have in my pouch today.
And what kind of enrichment do you offer these foxes? So I see that there's a lot of decorations around. There's a lot of hollow logs, like my cameraman is sitting on.
So there's a lot of furniture for enrichment, including our ramps back here that they like to run across. We can also give them different types of food enrichment. One of their favorites is pumpkin. They really like to eat pumpkin. We can do all sorts of food enrichment, different types of meats. And with these guys, because they're not an active recovery program, and in other words, these animals will never be released into the wild, we can do different things like Kong toys and boomer balls and different just little things that they can play with and make them think. We do have some puzzle feeders that kind of makes them try to figure out how to get their food. So,
How many foxes are in this enclosure currently?
just two. We have Havoc. He's a 6-year-old male that was born here. And then we have an older female named Molly. She's 13 this year.
How long do these foxes usually live?
In captivity, they live about 10 to 14 years.
So Molly's kind of getting up there in age.
She is. She's an old girl.
Are these foxes still like a breeding pair? 'Cause Molly's kind of getting older.
They are together as a breeding pair at the moment, but she's too old really to breed. So
Do you have any other breeding pairs here, or are
not here at the center right now.
kind of currently it?
Yeah, this is it for the moment.
Do you plan on getting more?
We do at some point in the future. One of the things that I didn't mention earlier when we were talking about conservation success story, I do want to mention that the group that got together, all of these states and all of these other organizations, it is known as the Swift Fox Conservation Team, and they're still actively monitoring swift foxes in all the 10 states and in Canada, just to see how they're doing. About every 5 years they go out and monitor and see what the population's doing.
Well, if you guys enjoyed this week's episode, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram @ColeShirk. As always, I'll see you next week.